going on, Abandon? So I'm gonna be starting up here soon. I haven't quite thanks for showing up. Haven't quite been feeling the best, so I'm running in about a hour later than usual. But it's alright. I kinda took a big smashing yesterday, so I was getting beat on yesterday pretty bad. Dropped me down out of champs a little bit. But I was playing during like the prime time hours and stuff like that. So it's just something I gotta deal with. I mean, it happens. I go in and out of masters, on a regular basis. So it's not a big deal. Alright, so we're in the Yandy event right now. And here goes some of the offers for today, which I don't even think look good at all. They just look absurd. This probably looks like the best deal right here, but at this point, they had given out so much Kepri that you're actually spending the $15 for the scatter, because the scatter doesn't really drop like that. And so they've already had other deals for Kepri, MK2 Kepri with MK2 gear at a better price than this. So basically, if somebody were to be buying this, it's because they need scatters, and that would be the point of that. Now they got the Mender at MK2. This is what I was saying. Say you have Marie Pie laying around for $7. Of course, it is one tier down, but let's be honest. This is the best grade damage healer in the game. So of course, a person who hasn't had a Mender yet, but has Marie laying around, could use one at MK2 for $7, because it would take a lot of time and a lot more money to get a Mender to MK2 than $7 worth of your time or money. So there's something going on here now. Let's upgrade your Titans and modules cheaper. All Titans upgrade modules cheaper. So even cheaper upgrades for these items. So they're trying to get the basically the new items and the items that are basically running champs right now upgraded for 25%, even though regular upgrades are 10% left platinum. But they have the new mothership that cancels out those effects. But you know what? I think I will take advantage of that. Because my stuff is at such a low level that I haven't really using it. I am free to play. I don't pay for anything. So let's try to get a couple levels on these things. At least add some more damage to them. Of course, the damage has been nerfed, so but it was appropriate. These things are so powerful, it was like ridiculous. We all know for something that does status that it put out too much damage for a status weapon. And of course, I think personally that they kicked out status too often as well. So, I mean, good idea, bad execution. But that seems to be like the motto of uh, Pixonic. Great ideas, bad execution. And with that being said, we took up our blindie bot up by 3 levels on each 3 weapons, and so therefore I think that should have some more effect, because I was in a match yesterday and it just didn't seem, I can tell about the nerf to it. So thanks for stopping in, Clash. So I could tell um, about the nerf. I can also tell about the nerf to well, I can actually see the buff um, to the Nodens, because actually at a way higher level it had way lower health than my Heimdall and things of that nature. But I can't really tell the nerf to the Cinder, but of course it's still low level. Um, what I did was, it's already at low level. I just conserved the ammo more. So I'm still running my Ox Minos with a Cinder on it. I still get kills with it. Um, People complain about the nerfs to it, but for real, it's I just see as you need to preserve your ammo more, because the actual damage nerf to it isn't all that bad. The problem is the ammo pool and the reload. That seems to be the most famous nerf when something is too prevalent. And not every weapon needs a nerf to their ammo pool and reload. I mean, look at the Orkans. They're extinct because of nerf to both the ammo pool and the reload. Um, when actually they could have just used one of those types of nerfs. So, it is what it is. You gotta take the good with the bad. I mean, you still like to play and stuff. So basically what's being real prevalent right now is the beak. So I mean, this is a good deal right now only because the beak is so strong right now. The beak is like the #1 drone right now. So besides the Mender MK2, this would be the best deal for $5 to catch up with the meta. For real, if you're a meta chaser, um, I don't chase the meta. I try to counter it. I try to do other setups that nobody's taking a look at, and then I'll be running these setups for weeks, sometimes even for over a month before somebody that's a big YouTuber will show that tweak or show that setup, and then all of a sudden I'll start seeing other people run what I've already been running, and then more people start to counter it. So you had a guy just run a special on the Taser Kepri. I've been running tasers on my Kepri. You just had AD run a thing on a Sting. I've been running Sting, on my bots. So I've been running Sting since Sting came out, and I finally won a pair of those Ardent Stings from rolling, my boxes and stuff. So you had guys starting to run Hazard on their Fenrirs instead of Sonics, but that's something I've been doing. And of course, you know, Adrian does stuff like that from people talking about their actual dream hangers, so and things of that nature. But I've always played around with running my skulls and cudgels from the moment I want them. Even though I've got more cudgels now, I still like running them with the skull because they have the sustained fire that the cudgel doesn't have. And you have to be close to dump off them cudgels. So you have a mix between both, and it meshes with my play style better. So I either use it on here or I use it with the Kepri. And also, I like mixing my Venom with my Havocs. When people run full Venoms, full Havocs, or whatever. Because, and I also do this on my tanks, because I believe in running something that does chunk damage. Now, the Havocs do chunk damage, but everybody knows, unless you have high level Sonics, and you gotta finish people off quick, because Sonics start to poop out. They take 13 seconds to reload. Okay, you need something that's gonna stop their regen while you're taking large chunks. So that's what the Venom is for. Okay, and the same deal here. That's why you see these mixed setups I'm running here. The stings stop the regen. The puncher is what actually takes large chunks at a time of their health. That's how I kill my targets, by stopping their regen and taking large chunks out of them at the same time. Same deal here. The puncher takes large chunks. The hazards basically stop their regen, and they're very accurate. Once you deploy this into the full defense mode, it loses all its speed. So it needs something to fight close and at range, because that's something I would do on the regular. I'd pluck off full Sonic Fenrirs with something else and just outrange them as long as they're in full defense mode. And if they're not in full defense mode, then they're taking full damage. So that's just my play style and everything else. Hey, Alexandra, hey, congratulations on 300 subs, brother. So I wanted to show my latest 2 experiments, which is I finally won 4th Rasdor. So I'm running 4 Rasdors on the Warrior Typhon with the River Chase pilot. And my other experiment is, I have my Dia here, but in the Bulwark. But actually, I won this yesterday morning with the free chips that they gave us. And I won Jill Summers in the random gifts at the end of the last event. So I won Jill Summers the day before yesterday, and then yesterday, as soon as I got the free chips, I spun the Seraph. So of course I need to put some levels on it so that I can make it usable. Of course I could throw that in, but since I was taking a beat down yesterday, I could probably substitute it for my behemoth. To be honest with you, because everything I have in this hanger I really use a lot. So, and guys saying probably see that I have the punchers there, but are probably asking why I'm not gonna use them. It's simply because the Hornet has more range, and I only got 93,000 health, so I won't be excuse me. I won't be risking it in closer range, even though the punchers hit harder. So I want to play it back and sit back and try to pick my targets more carefully and help other people fight with that. So I always do that with bots that are low level. When I'm pulling them in and I have a bot that's squishy, you always use more range on it, because you're first of all, certain bots shouldn't brawl to begin with, and then secondly, um, squishy bots don't need to brawl no matter what their their build is. So you don't have enough levels to put in the proper mods and stuff yet to help your setup or anything of that nature. So your best bet is to stay back and with more range on it, and stay out of reach of most players' setups, because most people are gonna run at least 3 brawlers in their hangars. So now that I've done my upgrades, we'll take a look at how the mods work now. These are the new mods, the new booster mods, and so you get 5% and abilities, but it lasts for 1 battle, and if you don't have any, it's 25 gold just for 1 battle. So here's another gold sink. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. All your defensive boosters are all into one. Once again, 25 gold, but it increases speed by 20, durability by 10, and shield capacity by 10, instead of those being 3 different boosters. And here, your resource mods, it increases your keys and your gold by 200%. But mind you, you got to come in the top place anyway for the gold, and you see 100% more silver, but that's 100 gold per battle. Now, even with that being 200%, and you went in 5 gold, 10 gold, it's not worth kicking out 100 gold just to win that minute amount of gold. So and as far as the special delivery, you will see that I did win the Seraph with the free things, 1,000 cudgel and 500 hazard. Excuse me. Told you I wasn't feeling that well. That's why I'm streaming so late. About an hour later than usual. I usually start up around 4:30. I had some solar projects I was gonna do yesterday, but I didn't get to them, just because of that. So we're gonna start off with the Kitsune Harpy, simply because I use it as a counter for other guys. Like same way they countered him, he popped up first, and of course they blasted him out the sky. See, and that's why I use it as a counter. I get up, I bust my load, then I get down, because they have a guy back there waiting. And of course, I started using this instead of the rockets, because it tends to do better when you have the kamikaze chargers that come in like this. And of course, you see Bendy started tracking my way. That's why I'm glad I go ahead, because everybody prefers the Bendy setup. And but you have to stay up in the air and to get the damage off on those. So I would rather use that on the Siren than on my harpy. So the main counter to my setup is they have to lock me in the air. And the thing about it is once I have last stand on here, but the moment I get enough levels, I'm gonna put an anti-control with that as well. See, because you see, we've already had 2 of our flyers blasted out of the air by the Prisma guy. Anybody that sustainably sits in the air. And of course, see, with my anti-control, I wouldn't have took that much damage. That guy was waiting on me because I've already hit him with a payload. So the moment I landed and wasn't behind this building, he hit me with lockdown stuff. And he didn't lock me with multiple shots. He locked me down right away. So he wasn't just running lockdown weapons. He was running the lockdown skill. But you see, they have to hang in the sky they have to keep hitting you with those bendies to do anything sustainable. Now I'm out of the last few power cells that I had, so I can't run the lockdown with it anymore, but still. And we're spread out enough to where bomb effect won't hit everybody. And see, you get blown out of the sky when you have to hang in the sky like that. And they're running more than one bot with bendies. So they're running one guy with bendies over here and one guy with bendies over there. And of course you still have their Prisma guy. And that guy's a teleporter right there, General Bun Bun. Of course, I want to be mindful of him. Yeah, that guy changed sides. You see him trying to hit me with bendies right there already. That guy as well. My only thing is to come up with my reflector on so that he takes some damage while being susceptible. Of course, I'm gonna drop in with the mender and try to get some guys some healing around here. So they're starting to group up around here and get firing angles on my guys. It's only 2 against the whole plethora of them right now. See, my thing now is to try to take out that last little sliver of health he's got. Because of course nothing good would have came out of whatever I was doing over there. See, because I'm already being hit with bendies again. And he stuck me right out of range of this guy where I couldn't do nothing. And everybody knows all my gear's MK1. And they can focus fire you now because there's all 6 of them and just me and this one guy. So not much I can do on that note. Besides try to stay in range of his Heimdall to heal him when he needs it. And somebody's been over there healing him, or he's been healing on the low. Let's see, with 6 versus 1, they hit him with, you know, the other guy. They hit him, that Heimdall, real fast. That's why he never even looked back. He probably don't even know there's somebody else fighting with him. So of course they're taking anybody out super fast. with all of them versus one person. And I'm going to try to roll this way a little bit because I have somebody hoovering me to death from over there. It's just happening so fast. Oh, he's hiding. And of course, it's going to do the same thing to me over here as it did over there. Of course, we had a huge mismatch. We're all out. They still got all 6 guys, only 25 deaths, and you know what exactly that means. That means tankers, or we would have had a chance. Hey, thanks for stopping in, Hamid. Appreciate it. So I didn't even get a kill, and I came in 3rd. That tells you how bad the team is from the door, how horrible things were. So let's see what their reason were for not spawning in. Because he's an expert 3, and he's a master 2. Another expert 3, another master 2, and another expert 2. Now the guy doing all the damage is a master 2, but he's probably at the proper levels for master 2. Another master 1, the number 2 guy, the expert 1. So as you already seeing, we're already outclassed. Even though they got their other experts down here, you know, our number 1 guy was an expert, and most of our expert were expert 3s. Most of their experts were expert 1s. You know, somebody was saying yesterday that the matchmaking was doing better, but to me, you know, while I'm playing, it's still the same. They put a bunch of master 3s and expert 1s against master 3s and 2s with expert 3s. And you know, if the ranking system didn't matter and they actually matched you up by your win-loss ratio or your power ratio and your hanger, it would be better. Or even better if they just went totally random like they do in the low priority queue. Of course, certain guys boss the match, but of course they're going to boss the match. They're going to boss the match in any league because they have a better hanger. And it's just that simple. No matter how good or how bad you play, you know, I managed to do okay because I play strategically. But in all honesty, you have guys in low experts and high gold that have better hangers than me. They just play bad. So, of course, with that beatdown streak I had yesterday, which is still continuing, I am now in Master 1, down by however so many points. But it's not because of my play. It's because I'm being matched against better hangers, and I'm of course being pitted with bad matchmaking of not having good players on my team to basically equate the lowness of my hanger against a better made team. So sometimes you can win like that, or you get a real close match where you still come out, you know, within the top 3, so you're not losing any points. But as long as they keep matching you like that, chances are you're never gonna win the match, regardless of where you place on the team. And as you see, it had nothing to do with my Seraph play, with it being level 1, because that was the very last bot I spawned, and I was the very last person left on the team. So it's more about who you get on the luck of the draw than anything. Because trust me, they look at the statistics. They know what your win-loss ratio is. They know what your damage ratio is. They know what your play style is. They can get all the data off of the servers. So it's not like they don't know who they're putting against who. They know. Now this looks like an Al June. And pretty soon he's going to take off. That's what I figured. I'm just going to take the brunt of his fire. So the guys behind me don't get shot and so they don't move in on D. One thing about Rome. This is the spot you protect the most. Okay? Simply because Rome is D cap is the most sheltered spot on Rome. It's a cap that you can get and hold and make it hard for anybody to get. So now this guy spawned on D and just let this dude run up on the spawn. Of course it was a teleporter, so he really had no way of knowing. And I wanted to regen my teleport to go around to jump across the map, but which I can't possibly do now. And there's another, or he re-teleported. He was over here fighting long enough in that scorpion to redo it. So you really have to keep a track of D. Trying to keep them boxed in over there. And from here, it looks like just an easy containment win. As long as guys are containing these people, it should be an easy win. As long as you're paying attention to the map. And I'm teleporting to him because I don't want him going nowhere near D to where it even turns into a battle. Because this would give them an outlet. Because he's thinking outside the box. Now he's getting ready to have his skill again here real soon. And I'm just going to have to try to tolerate all this that he's dishing out. And still be viable on this cap until my next two guys could drop in. You see that? You have to play thinking in mind. You know what's going on. So they got that guy in handle. I'm trying to sit here and get a little bit of heals from here, and somebody dropped a brick on me, but I'm waiting for that guy to come out of stealth. That's what I was waiting for. I'm gonna go over there and be a nuisance now on their last cap because I want to spawn my Titan for my honor points now. So, because I lost so many honor points last match, them tying me together with such a poor team. And see, the other team here was real poor. So, and well, they call that balance, but I call it horse crap. I had a poor team last time, and see, I'm only 6th. You know, but I saw how my other team guys was thinking. Over here, they only had one good thinking guy, even though a lot of them out damaged me or whatever. But you see, they hardly got any caps in a cap match. Okay, so look at our number of caps compared to their number of caps. and their matchmaking algorithm knows what it's doing. Okay, it's giving you these real sucky matches like that, trying to get you to spend money. And if you're a free to player like me, you know this is true, so you just persevere through it. See, because the matchmaking is forcing me down. Because if you think I can't put up 3.8 million damage with that same exact hanger, I can. But there's a reason why I can't, because they're actually pitting me against better geared guys. So if they actually pit me against guys my own way, I could get 10 caps, have 5 kills, put up 3.8 million damage, like it was nothing. And they're not doing that right now. What it is even when I'm put on a winning team, is that I'm placing down here. So when I lose way more than I can even win sometimes, even if I placed up here. So the matchmaking is actually forcing you down in league intentionally. So I didn't have any power cells, and of course I can tell the difference in my play whether I have power cells or not. So it's glad that I won these, and of course that will help my efficiency. Even though I run good setups, I depend more on power cells in my play, simply because I do not have the high levels of gear. A lot of people don't believe I'm up there. I was up to 60% wins yesterday. Now I'm down to 44. Okay, so you see how it beat me down out of champ. But if you look at my gear levels, there is nothing amazing about this. There's nothing amazing about my gear levels at all. That's why I tell guys, yeah, Master 1, champs, and all that. And I don't have high level gear. There's nothing amazing about my gear level. And I am not the only one. The thing about it is Pixonic hardly ever matches us against each other. They match you against the guy with all the MK3 crap. And that's part of their strategy to sell. So if you constantly do things a certain way, you will gradually move up, regardless of how Pixonic tries to screw you. So I'm waiting on that guy to get out of the air. Of course, he's running bendies. And then idiot shields pop up, which are supposed to be fixed in this, but it's not. And this guy with the decay, had to try to hit him real hard, real fast. And unless you're running Peregrine, you see why I don't run full rockets. Here we got a guy spawn camping. So he's gonna come back my way, and I'm gonna drop a brick on him like this. So notice I didn't use my ability because I feel like I'm gonna have to use it right here. Come over here, help secure this. Get these guys out of here. And then move in the center. So I had to play strategically instead of playing just doing anything with my stuff because I have high level gear, because I don't. So I watched the match. I know one of the guys, a bendy bot guy over there. I see him moving in. And he's got a little bit of gray damage, so I give him a little bit of shielding. Well, I try to work on that teleporter before he gets a chance to teleport, but it's too late. So I'm gonna drop a shield on us so we can move in. But I look back this way, see? That guy was moving in the D. And it's easy to see the beacon bar because it's right there, bro. Right above where you're doing. You don't even have to look around to catch the beacon bar. And some guys, you know, if you're in the middle of like intense combat, of course you don't have time to look around. But one thing you do have time for is to look up at the beacon circles, because it always will have you center, and of course the beacon circles will always be above you, whether you look over to this side for their beacon bar or look over to this side for your beacon bar or not. The beacon circles will always be right above your character. So that's an easy thing to keep an eye on, and you know, I try to remind guys of that. So once again, even though I got another win, so it messes with my win percent, but then all my everything goes down. My damage goes down, my kills go down, and things of that nature. And they were supposed to be scoring things differently this update, but clearly they aren't. Or they're messing with the matchmaking so that the new scoring, if they don't want you to get the points, you're not going to get it. You're going to have to make your own points. So I try to make the other team play my game, and that's how you get over on gear, when some of these people don't. So I thought I did bad, but look how bad these guys did as compared to everyone else in the match doing about standard, for the match standard. So it is what it is. And of course, me running a little bit late, my roosters are going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Because I don't house my juvenile roosters with my their father, because he'll kill them. Alright, so I see I'm faster than this guy over here. I run over to this cap first because he's a shooter. That way he can pay more attention to anyone on the enemy team trying to snatch that center cap first and do what he's doing right now. I have 0 shooters. He just tried to lock me down. I have 0 shooters in my TDM, in my beacon hanger. Because anybody running a shooter in your beacon hanger, you're just selfish. It's just that simple. Because if you're not in a squad, and that's the only reason you should have a shooter in your beacon hangar, is if you are in a squad, it's so that you can cover somebody else in the match. And if you're working alone, then who are you covering with that shooter? Nobody. You're just being greedy on damage. And that's it. So clearly this Sonic Capri is an issue, and this dude's right in front of me and does not see him. But I'm not getting off this cap. See, you're gonna have to come and take it from me. He finally sees him now, but you know, it's a bit late. But at least I can be a meat soak because he's a shooter. He can't do anything. And now this is our only cap. So, you know, I gotta get this guy out of here and get him out of here fast. See? He's running from me. Because as those tasers close in, it's a problem. And I think he knew that. So I wouldn't be surprised if those two guys were in a squad. Now the moment I don't go over and defend that cap, it's gone already. You see that? See, that's the same Sonic Capri guy I've been fighting all match. Now he knows who's been keeping him off the match, so he just ignored that shell over there and worried about me. Because he knows I'm going to get the cap. Now I'm going over to get our cap. So he could try to Sonic me all he want, and I'm reflecting his damage. He might try to shoot somebody else instead and give the cap up again. Which he did do. But the reason why they can just sit back here and hang is because clearly they outmatch our gear. So I could just hang at their spawn and kill them off before they can go to a cap because they don't have the gear levels to even hang with me. Those guys see it. I see it. And so, even though I don't have the gear levels to hang with him, he clearly knows I'm going to be an issue to whatever it is he's doing. And now I'm getting the spawn bug. Because the guy on our team, let me try to slow click this and maybe I can get that spawn bug to stop. This is ridiculous. We got more new crap, but we still got the spawn bug. I was about to say the guys from Com and the guy from Rhino. So because they don't even accept guys like me, no matter how well I play. They don't even accept guys like me into their clan. Oh, you're not even maxed MK1, bro. You can't be on my clan. So I'm trying to get the Seraph out of there. Because I'm trying to open up a place where the luchador can go without having to worry about that guy. So the luchador can focus on that Hoover guy. Now, the moment I clear him out, a luchador drops on our cap and our luchador ran. Now here he's coming back and look. Corner shooting. Um, and where he was, his suppression wouldn't even work on nobody else. So, and like I said, if I was spending money or something, I'd be getting better matchmaking. But I don't do that. What's today's event? I didn't even look, Duck. But thanks for showing up, showing me your support. I'm getting ready in here pretty soon anyway. That way I can focus more instead of talking, because clearly my matchmaking is off by a lot today. So at least this guy had the mind to go and try to steal a back cap while they are trying to seal us in. But at this point, it's way over. And as you've seen from the couple matches that I was in, none of these matches were close. They were all massacres one way or the other. Nowhere near close. And if you think that's random matchmaking, then it's not. But usually what I do is I just sit here and wait it out. Because when you wait it out, even guys who spend, when you sit there and wait it out, they actually make your sales a lot cheaper. That's why when guys who spend sometimes come in are looking for a nice, good, cheap sale, they can't find one, because you spend on the regular and they won't give you a cheap sale. So sometimes guys who buy for value, I tell them to wait. And then you can spend more at one time and your sales will be better. So 5 beacons, but for real, let's be honest, guys. That whole match, my 5 beacons came from 1 beacon. Because you had guys there that were just simply outmatched us, which was this guy, number 1, and number 2 was this guy, who was back there. They were both hunting the rear with way better gear than anybody else. Had nothing to do with strategy. It just had to do with simple matchmaking, where they matched more powerful guys against other guys. So when I tell you I'm champ and there's other champs like me, there are. Then you have many leagues of champs, and you have legendary league guys. And there's times when I've been only in Master 1 or Master 2, and I have faced legendary league guys, and they just stomp a mud hole through your whole team. So thanks for showing up, DMID. So I like to explain to people who never been to champs that there are many tiers of champ, so that you can see that just because guys, and what they actually need is more leagues, or not to do matchmaking upon leagues at all, is what my thing is, so guys can get better matches and have more competition. This is what I hate about hackers, because hackers show up, say, hey man, I'm just playing, I'm having fun. No, you're not having fun. The whole point of the game is to have competition, and to have bad matchmaking is just as bad as playing a hacker, because you're outclassed. You want to play people that are similarly classed to you, so that you can have competition. And so you want similar but different. So you want guys with similar power level, but you do your own custom build. That's why you have all these mod slots and different weapons and things like that, so that you can customize your build to your playstyle, but also have someone of similar power who you can pit your builds and your playstyle against their builds and their playstyles, so that everybody has fun, win, lose, or draw. And that's all I want to say. I'd like to go ahead and give a shout out now to everyone who came in today, to show their support. So Abandon, Clash, Alexandru, Hamid, Ducon, and DMID. So I appreciate you all coming out showing some support. You hear me coughing a lot today. I'm a little under the weather. So I started to come down a little sick yesterday morning. I felt it. But, I just really started feeling bad as the day went along. So I put off some things that I was doing yesterday and, laid in the bed most of the day. And hopefully I'll start to feel better today. I might do some tea and a couple other things. And so you might see me later on today showing up in other people's streams or playing a little bit, hopefully. And with that being said, I'm getting to my animals maybe a little bit late, maybe a half an hour later than usual. And appreciate everybody for coming out, showing your support. Love, peace, and happiness. Enjoy.